just picked me up at the airport, and Scott as well. Scott from Birchburg is here with me. It's been a long morning, and Cody's got us lost. He's the guide. We've only been out of the airport for like, what, 5 minutes, Scott? And we're lost.
It's a small province, so you just keep going, you'll find out where you're going. No problem.
We're at the Milford House, and we're at the Maple Cabin for the night before we head off into our adventure. And we had our first immersion.
Yeah, we were filling up our platypuses, and we spilled some. We spilled a whole bunch. This is how all your videos start, isn't it? Oh no! Do we have enough?
Okay, put a tear in your eye. Here. Yeah. Scott, what are we looking at?
I was about to read it, but you turned the camera on.
Well then, hurry and read it. Tell me what it is.
This is made in 2008 for the 100th anniversary of the publishing of Tent Dwellers. So from this spot, Dr. Edward, Eddie, and Al, I'm summarizing, and Charles the Strong, and Del the Stout, this is where they departed for their epic adventure. And from this point, this is commemorating the place where they began their trip. That ended up being published as the Tent Dwellers.
And this is where we're.
And this is where we're staying.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Yeah. Tomorrow it begins. So we have a ginormous portage tomorrow.
Yep, 2.3 kilometers. Your idea to do this trip, not mine.
Well, I didn't look at the map. So that's bigger than like 200 meters. Cause I like 200 meter portages.
That's not what we're doing.
I know.
It's a good thing we got lots of camera gear here.
Yeah.
Could we actually follow the tradition of the book and ask our guide Cody to carry everything?
We already established that at dinner, I thought.
I don't think he was taking us serious.
Well, I was serious. I wasn't joking around. That's why I agreed to this, because I read the book. I honestly read the book. I did. And the guides did everything while Al and Eddie fished. I just need a fishing rod. I'm good to go.
First portage. And this is where the boys from the Tent Dwellers went. This is their first portage?
This was their first portage, yeah.
Is it longer or shorter than it was when they did?
I think it's exactly the same route. The park has done a good job keeping the original Mi'kmaq portage trails groomed and in place. So this, I'm pretty sure, it's the exact same route that they took.
And I do remember in the book, the two anglers had the guides carry all the gear. Are we doing this traditional or?
Funny how you remember that aspect.
What's going on?
I'm portaging, I guess.
Have you not read Cliff Jenkins's book? He says not to do this.
Oh, sorry. What do they say again? What is it called? How do you say? What is American portage?
Portage.
Portaging.
Sorry, Cliff. I'm portaging.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to wear 2 packs like that. That's wrong.
Why?
Could you injure yourself?
How?
That's
You're gonna carry a canoe on your head. What are you talking about? See ya.
Yeah, we just went across a really fairly long lake. I think it's one of the last lakes of the day. We just got a couple little portages to go into some other little ponds. We call it a day. It's calm now, but it was really windy going across. Solo paddling. Put a bunch of weight in the front. Tacked to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Zigzagged my way up and made it 3/4 way up and rested behind this island. That's how you tack a boat, though. If you want to know how to go up a windy lake, you go in a 45-degree angle instead of a straight, and you get the wind just like a sailboat to tack your boat up. You just zigzag your way up. It's not easy though. So you gotta keep that angle. If you don't keep that angle, it's not pleasant. I highly recommend Nova Scotia, and I highly recommend Cushie Pat whatever park. I don't recommend that you go with Cody the first day, because I called this the Nova Scotia March. And I think it's like 7:30 at night. We still haven't found camp. He wouldn't let us have lunch. He made me paddle across the biggest lake in the park solo within a windstorm. And it's hot! Really hot!
Wasn't that bad, actually. I don't know what you've been complaining about.
Where are we?
What do you mean, where are we? I don't know.
You tired? It's a long day!
We're in a cabin.
There's some historic significance of this cabin, but why are we glad we're in the cabin right now?
Because it's raining.
Storming.
There's thunder and lightning.
You're tired.
No, I know I'm tired. I was already asleep and you woke me up to film this.
I paddle solo, you paddle tandem. I don't know what your problem is.
Go to bed, Kevin. Tent Dwellers. Jeez, you haven't even read the book.
The ultimate question. I can't even pronounce the full name of the park.
So it's easy. Keji. Well, Kejim. Start with Kejim and then finish with Kujik. So Kejim Kujik. It's pretty. It's you know, it's not Kejim Kujik. You got it, and then you start. But the locals just say Keji.
We'll work on it all week.
Yeah,
you should have in Newfoundland when he got screeched in. That took forever. He could not get those lines. The words.
Kejim Kujik mean.
Nailed it. Nice work.
Yeah, I'll test you later.
So the Mi'kmaq, their bark canoes were without seats, so they would kneel down on their ankles, and briefs and underwear weren't really a thing back then, so it was, there wasn't a lot of support for the men and their bits. So, and it's a great lake. That the prevailing winds have really whipped this lake up at times, and it's shallow, so the waves really stand up, so it's kind of a choppy ride. So as the guys are going along, kneeling down and their bits are unsupported, bouncing over this lake, things are starting to get a little bit chafed. So Kejim Kujik, from some of the old timers I've talked to, they say it translates to chafed testicles, and I guess that was the thing, going across this lake on a windy day, and the guys would get pretty sore, and I don't think Parks Canada really likes to have that one out in the open. So make sure that this does not get released in the in any of the videos you plan on putting out, because they really want to keep that one under the rug.
It'll
stay here. What happened
right
in
here. What
Keji
happens in
stays
Keji stays in Keji.
in Keji.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I appreciate the trust and
Yeah. Oh no, you
honesty.
can trust Kevin. No, he's pretty good at that.
yeah, I've noticed you guys are really honest.
Yeah,
Actually.
we're totally honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Action.
Oh, Kejim Kujik.
No, you have Kejim Kujik. That's what you're supposed to say. Take two.
Oh, I think I got that Kejim Kujik.
Sorry, I can't. Do it again. I was laughing.
Oh man, I think I got that Kejim Kujik.
Oh, it does. It wasn't always a monster. Scott's saying it was the glaciers. No, it wasn't. It was a gigantic monster that had a bag of marbles, and he spilled it all over the Nova Scotia's inland waters.
It's called erotic.
No, they're not erotics, they're erratics.
Oh, right.
You bring the cameraman with you, you think he'd be quiet the whole time, but no. It is a unique landscape, is what I'm trying to say. Without the interruptions, there's rocks everywhere, and it does look like some giant has spilled a bag of marbles all over the inland lakes of Nova Scotia. Yes, Scott is saying they're erratics, and he mispronounced it and said erotics, and we all giggled, but I swear, it looks like a monster has spilled his marbles. So now we've just come out of the national park into the unmanaged area, heading towards the Shelburne River, which is the National Heritage River. It's actually the shortest National Heritage River in Canada. But that is the route of the tent dwellers, so we're going to go down it. Kind of looking forward to that. So what are you reading about there, Cody? What's going on?
Oh, just brushing off the rust on the tent dwellers here. Just kind of reveling in how easy we've got it now. We don't have to go and cut poles, and we're not hauling scads of canvas and making up beds from sticks and carrying cans of Pacific salmon and jars of marmalade. It's a different game now. Yeah. Probably why I can handle having an outfitting business. I don't think I would have made it back then.
You like this area, eh?
Do I like this area? I do, yeah. This is where the magic starts. Yeah, I mean, I love Kejimkujik, but when you move into the Tobiatic, this is a whole different ball game. Yeah. Yeah, you know, jokes aside, I feel a lot different. I feel a lot better once I get into the Tobiatic. This is where the real wilderness begins for me.
What do we got here, Cody?
Yeah, so this is the plaque that designates this river Canadian Heritage River. We weren't far off. Yeah, 53 kilometers. So she's just a tiny one. Yeah, French, English, and Mi'kmaq. That's kind of neat.
It's very tannic, very like, it's almost like a really strong tea, and you can't see the rocks. So I left a wee bit of paint in the last rapid. Feeling bad because Cody just got these canoes for his rental program, and first people out on them, us. I seem to be the oldest one on this trip, but I'm doing fine. They're taking all the Tylenol, the whatever, ibuprofen, whatever. I'm just having a scotch. Oh, we got a storm coming in. We got a storm coming in, and the bugs are really bad right now. Oh,
Where's my helmet?
Oh, where's your helmet?
Where's
No,
my
no,
helmet?
no, don't put that helmet on.
Bring your worst! We can take it!
Run away! It's too much! Run away! Run away! Woo, she's coming, boys! A storm is a coming!
Oh yeah, we'll be fine as long as we don't get hit by lightning and hypothermic from the cold rain, and our tarps stay up when the wind blows, and you know, we can get a fire going and stay warm, and bear doesn't come eat our food. So, you know, but I think the chances are in our favor, yeah.
So this is what you do in a big rainstorm in Nova Scotia. You sit under the tarp with the bug screen around you and drink some whiskey. Cheers, everybody. So what scotch you got tonight?
Lagavulin 16. Yeah, I've been wanting a reason to buy this bottle for a long time, and I'm sure happy I did. It's delicious, yeah.
I'm having a Glen Vintage 12-year-old. Cheers. Scott's having nothing because he's shooting that 360 film.
Audio clip number 3, rainy thunderstorm tarp, take 1. You guys say best kind?
So we're lining and wading a lot. We're on a few of the rapids. Water's up, so mine's a lighter boat, so it's just me and the solo boat, so I'm getting over a bit more than they. Had one little dance upstream, went sideways, jumped out, and got it fixed before things could go badly. Cody was telling me that this is the stretch where the guys went fishing, and they caught a fish and they cooked it all up, and they're wondering where the guides were. Well, the guides were actually lining and wading this exact same stretch we're doing, while those other guys were out fishing. took them all day, which is probably what's going to happen for us. It's going to take us all day. But nice day, nice warm day. Water's warm, bunch of critters around us. Life is good. What was that all about?
You know what? It was off to a bad start right off the get-go. There was this huge spider and the thing jumped out and bit me right on the leg. Threw me off. I didn't know what to do after that. Should have seen the thing though. It was bloodthirsty. Man, this is a savage river.
It's a good thing we didn't see the portage.
Yeah, I know, eh? I wonder where that could be. Shoot. Might be worth getting on the portage, I think.
Yeah, it's getting worse. It's not getting better.
No, I know. And trees and rocks, it's getting pretty choked. Yeah, I might consider packing the rest of the way.
But we had to give up waiting. The canoes. Ow! Ow! We had to give up waiting the canoes because we actually found an old trail on the left. And according to the old records, there was a 1 mile portage along here. So I think that's what we're on. Old axe blazes. Some flagging tape too someone's put. And you can tell someone's used this trail. Not recently, but someone's used it. A 1 kilometer portage on a flat trail takes about 20 minutes. On a trail you don't know where it exists. Might take half the day. And we could keep waiting, but I don't know, if you look behind me, you can tell why. Just constant bony rapids all the way along. So we're walking it. 2 carries. Packs first, just to make sure we know where the trail is. And then back to get the canoes. Man, I want to fish though, eh? We're taking a lot of time filming and then following a route that none of us have gone on before. But I'm passing fishing hole after fishing hole. It's a good day for this though. It's not as humid as the last couple of days. Bugs are a little bad. Mosquitoes. Not a lot of ticks today that I found. So that's alright. Oh, now we're confused again. Oh, we'll get there. Eventually.
We're on the hunt. We're looking for the elusive orange flagging tape. It's somewhere in this woods. If we find it, great reward of getting out of the woods will be had by all.
It's gone bushy. Cody, do you know where we are?
Well, I think we're roughly just in this little section here. I think that last dog leg, there was a couple of cliffs. We would have come to that little swampy area right here, and then we hooked over and came up here. It kind of felt a little bit longer than, 300 or 400 meters. So yeah, I'm gonna say right around here. 85% accuracy? No, I'm 100%. We're good. We're definitely good. You got to say it with conviction, though. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I know where we are. Right here.
You know how we're following a trip that was done in 1906? And the guides took the guys, down the river, and they didn't know really where they were going, but they found their way. And Cody's doing the same thing, but the guy's got a GPS on his watch his girlfriend gave him. And I'm thinking, could we maybe just use that to see where we are? And we did, and there we go. We're right at the end of the portage because we're like, is this the end? I'm not sure. Found some pretty fresh bear poop. Right down there. I'm not sure if I saw that on the way across. We're going on the way back. So this is what we're looking at. This is the trail we're following for about 1 kilometer. And yeah, it's it's there. And there's a few old blazes. It's not all that obvious at times. That's okay. Oh, where'd it go? What do we got?
The diabetes mix.
Ooh.
Yeah, we like to have lots of sugar in there. Put your hand in the rainbow there.
Oh, baby. Oh, I got some bear. Oh, I lost one.
I got it.
We're a pride-friendly company here.
Oh, that's good.
I spoke. Why did I
saw that
speak?
coming.
I said a word.
I saw that
Come
coming.
on, that was a good comment.
I used to always take the heads off the gummy bears and then switch them around, but then I started feeling bad. So now I just eat their limbs one at a time. It's all about just prolonging the enjoyment. And so I thought this was just a bit more less psychotic, I guess.
That's not what he was talking about. He was actually being very serious for once in his life. He was saying it was really nice to be in an area where it's not well marked, nobody around. It's sort of more wild than a lot of places. And then the gummy bear incident. Long day in the river. We left Irving Lake this morning, and it's around, I think, 6. And we just finished the last big portage, and then coming down where the Shelburne widens out. Good thing we took the portages. We saw 2 wreck boats, or the remnants of, skeletons of.
How much duct tape do you have? Oh.
That's why we did the carry.
That's
right?
why we did the carry. Yeah. Poor old girl. What a lonely spot to die, eh?
I don't know. I think we can fix it up.
The other half, right?
The other half's just up there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Love to know the story behind that one, hey?
Yeah, they might have walked out.
They might have walked out. Boy, that's eerie. Well.
We should make camp soon. We have a bush campsite tonight. It's called Let's Stop Here, put the tent and the bug screen up, get a fire going, make dinner.
That's it. That's a wrap, boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're done.
It is well to carry one's morals into the woods, but if I had to leave either behind, I should take the whiskey. I can get on board with that. I don't think I've heard a truer line yet.
I should have married you when I had the chance.
You never had a chance.
Cody, that's a nice hammock, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
It's different from what the tent dwellers would use, eh?
I think it's a far cry from what the tent dwellers use. Yeah, exactly. It certainly packs up a lot smaller. I think it's a lot lighter than canvas, and I might make an argument it's a lot more comfortable too. Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite part in the book?
Oh gosh, I really liked when Albert he broke away, because you know he'd been under the scrutiny of Eddie and the guides, because he was a crappy fisherman. He really didn't know how to handle that rod, and he took off, and when they were at the furthest point in the deepest woods and they were going up this old woodsman log flume or sluice, and you know he had this feeling there was a trout there, and he had borrowed one of Eddie's special landing nets, and you know he thought he hooked a log at first, but then it started to move around, and he realized he had this old mossy trout, and he fought it, and he gave it the best fight he could, and then he ended up falling into the sluice and getting swept down into the pool below, and I think he lost the landing net and lost the trout. But yeah, I like that. You know, he was kind of coming into his own on that fishing trip. He probably would have had the biggest trout if he was able to land it. So yeah, I like that. That was my favorite part of the book. Yeah, it was a great bit.
It's an osprey.
There's got to be fish.
Yeah, tell us about the fish. We're not doing so well in the fishing.
Well, yeah, I know. I'd like to think that there's some fish here. I've caught some a little further on down. I'd like to think we're deep enough here that this place wouldn't be subject to being overfished. And really, there's hardly any sign of anyone. Even the campsite that we stayed at tonight, you know, the little bit of charred coals that you guys found in the fire, it was probably under 10 years of moss and duff. So I don't know why we haven't caught any fish. I'd like to think that we have enough skill with it, but that's just me, you know, probably overselling.
Well, you said the trout leave.
They do, I know, and I really didn't want it to be that time of year. But yeah, usually when the water hits about 20 degrees Celsius, you know, these rivers are small in Nova Scotia and shallow, so the trout will go into their summering grounds and they'll lay there where the water is cooler and a little bit more oxygenated, and it's easier for them to survive. And they don't really move around all that much until it starts to cool off, until the fall. So I'm wondering if we might be nearing that. It's usually mid to late June that happens. We've had a couple of hot days, so we might be getting to that point, or we could just be really crappy with the fly rod too. So
go.
Potato salad is best served on a sunny Sunday afternoon.
Oh, come on, do the coffee thing.
Is that what you wanted?
Come on. I'm begging you.
Coffee ready? Call yourself.
You do one more time.
Nobody answered.
Go.
Me.
Coffee ready? Ugh.
You know, the moment you put your rain jacket on, it's going to stop raining.
yeah, no, that's exactly it. And you know, the deeper it is in your bag, the better the chance the sun's gonna break. So I just dug mine out of the bottom of that blue one. So I'm thinking about 30 minutes from now we're gonna be sweating, soaked under the jacket instead of soaked from rain.
Kevin, what happened?
Oh, let's go to Nova Scotia. Downpour rain, like you know, the catapults of water hit just everywhere for a good half hour, and just like the boat's full of water. But I kept dry. I've got my nice little hat on here, got my nice waterproof jacket on, everything's all cozy. We get to shore, it stops raining, but I left my pocket open, which happened to fill up with water, and then I went get up and it went right down my top, and I am soaked and cold and miserable. Where are we?
We just popped out on the top of Sand Lake, the mouth of the Shelburne dumps in, and I was just remarking, you know, we're almost to the point where I've seen some of this river, and how healthy the forest looks around here, which is really nice. You know, it's still surprising. Yeah, it seems that everything's quite intact down here and still in really good shape. So, yeah, it's refreshing to see that. Look, there's a deer right there.
That was awesome. I was just talking to Cody about the route that tent dwellers went in, and we were talking about moose and deer, and there's more deer in the park. There's moose, and there's whole biological reason for that. And all of a sudden, oh look, there's a deer! And they went up to film it, and then they took my camera, and then the deer came right back to me and just leaped in front of me and took a swim. That was awesome. We're actually where the Shelburne River empties up out into, I forget the name of the lake, it's a huge lake, biggest lake. And yeah, nice and calm, so we're taking advantage of the calm. We're going to finish the river off, then we're going to head along the northwest shore, I guess, of that lake and grab a campsite. And then that will leave us a couple hours in the morning, early morning, to get off the lake before anything blows in. And yeah, supposedly this lake is just a wicked lake in high winds. I don't want to deal with that. Getting attacked by a tern. One day left tomorrow for the trip, and I don't want it to end. But now I know what the tent dwellers saw in all this. It's a truly wild place. I'd come back here any day. Cody at Why Not Adventures Outfitters, amazing guy, amazing guy. You see someone so energetic, so enthusiastic, so impassioned with the wildlands of this area of his province. Man, gives you lots of hope, lots and lots of hope. A lot of fun to be with too. Well, we've reached Rosenau, the big lake. I think it was the biggest lake in Nova Scotia.
Biggest lake in Nova Scotia.
Biggest lake in Nova Scotia. And I don't know what time it is. It's around dinner, maybe whatever. And storms all around us. Sunny here. Who knew? And I'm a solo paddler that's a little nervous.
Kevin, you're live.
Oh! It's a wee bit windy and choppy. I think I'm going to get seasick. We survived! We survived the Tent Dwellers trip, and we're at the ending, and we survived Nova Scotia. Actually, it was a fantastic trip. Actually, if you ever want to go in a unique landscape, wild landscape, historical landscape with an incredible guide, why not do this one? Get it? See how I did that? Why not? Why Not Adventures, Nova Scotia, amazing place. Go inland for a change instead of the coast. Let's hug. All right. Oh boy, the stink, the smell. Yeah, I found it. So this is what you do when you're out in the woods for a long time. You hug your partners at the end, and they get the heck out of here because the deer flies around.